Hello, everyone. My name is Ace.
I'm Heather.
And today we're going to be having a 9/3 portal ceremony, and it's entitled Humanity's Second Coming with a question mark. Our other hosts today, we have Nicole Gibbs. Raise your hand. Hi, Nicole Gibbs. We got Danielle and Brian. Both wave to the camera.
Hi.
We got Jessika with beautiful natural backdrop. And then Jacquie Ellis is easy to find because her screen's completely white. So, and today we're going to be getting into, so the theme of this is, humanity's second coming. The theme today is very layered, and we're going to go through the different layers of what we mean by humanity's second coming. We're going to get into balancing the divine masculine and feminine energies within us so that we can help balance the divine masculine and feminine energies within the planet. The itinerary for today is going to start off with a grounding, shielding prayer. Then we're going to move into a story of awakening from Jessika. And then Jackie's going to do her collective energy read. Then I'm going to do a chakra balancing and cleanse. Then Heather's going to do an ERT of releasing and completely accepting our inner child. Danielle and Brian are going to be doing a sound healing event, which is I'm super excited for. They haven't done it together yet, so this is something new and awesome and spectacular. I'm so excited. Okay. And then Nicole's going to finish it out with a mass meditation for the inner child, divine energetic balance. And so is any of the hosts would like to say a little something to start us off before I bring us into a prayer? Or do you want us just to secure the space and move right into it?
Can we secure the space, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So everyone at home, just you can put your hands together. You can put your hands on your heart. You can keep your hands to your side. Doesn't matter. You can close your eyes, keep them open. Just get a little comfortable while I pull this out of my hair. Okay. Okay, so I need you to take a deep breath in with me. Big breath in and out. We're going to take another one for 3 and out. Take another one in for 6 and out. Take another one in for 9 and out. Take another one in for 12. Big breath in and out. Take another big breath in. Now imagine your roots coming out of your root chakra, activating your Earth Star chakra, and then moving all the way down into Mother Terra's golden core and wrapping around 3 times, anchoring us to the physical. Big breath in and out. Now imagine offloading all of your divine masculine melodrama, your inflammations and illusions no longer serving you in this now moment, so we can move into a quantum healing space, completely protected and guided and secured by Mother, Father, God, our guides, and Mother Terra, Earth. Big breath in and out. Upon the 3rd wrap, she sends silver love light up our roots until it hits our Earth Star chakra, cleansing, clearing, and activating it, and then our root chakra with pranic love. Big breath in and out. Next, we move into our sacral chakra. It activates with pranic love. Big breath in and out. Then our solar plexus and our heart. Big breath in and out. Then we move into our throat, our 3rd eye, and eventually our crown. Big breath in and out. This brings online our endocrine function, aligning all of our glands together, synchronizing them, cleansing them, activating them to optimal speed and light. Big breath in and out. This brings us into heart-brain coherence, left and right brain synchronization, and an alpha-delta brainwave state, moving us into the 7th dimension, into our hearts, giving us access to our souls. Big breath in And out. Our threefold flame activates, pushing an 18-inch vertical light tube into our ascension chakra above our heads. Big breath in. And activates with pranic love. And out. Next, we move into our earth chakra and Earth's atmosphere as a satellite. Big breath in. Giving us a bigger version of the vision of the game. Big breath out. Activates with pranic love. Then we move into our solar chakra and our galactic chakra, giving us access to both our higher selves and overspirit. Big breath in. And out. And then we move through a wormhole. We end up at the southern shield chakra, heaven's gates, where we place a red ruby, activating the portal, and we walk into heaven. Big breath in. We offload all of our divine feminine melodrama, everything no longer serving us from our spiritual, emotional lens. This is where we gain access to our Akash, to higher angelic beings, the passed down loved ones, light family star teams, archangels of benevolence, ascended masters, and everyone in between, including Father, Mother, Source. We ask now, and we pray for this now, that all of us connect consciousness together to be protected and guided by Source, by Michael, by the archangels, by the ascended masters, our passed down loved ones, and our angel teams. We desire no evil eye to be able to penetrate this quantum Merkaba field that we're creating together now. We ask that all negative energies, beings, frequencies, technologies, goblins, ghouls, demons, and ghosts who are not supposed to be here, who are not serving us in this now moment, to move away and to leave this quantum space. We move up to Source. They hand us a golden light tube. We're going to anchor it back on Earth on the way down. We're going to cleanse all of our chakras, clear them, and get us ready for this beautiful ceremony. Big breath in. Counting back from 12. Slowly breathe out. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Big breath in. Slowly breathe out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and out. Another big breath in. Slowly breathe out with a sigh. And that golden light comes through us, cleansing, clearing us, anchoring us to the divine, anchoring us to the physical as it wraps around Gaia's core 3 times. We are now the energetic conduits between Terra and Source, impervious to negative energies, beings, entities, or frequencies of any kind, completely guided and protected in our hearts in the 7D, together as one, for this beautiful healing ceremony on this 9-3 portal in 2022. We are so grateful to be together. Thank you all. With love and light, so be it, that will be done. And today we're going to start off a little different. When we decided to plan this ceremony, when we decided to plan this ceremony, we had Jessica here. She jumped right into it. Very proud of her for taking the leap. And she doesn't feel that she has anything to offer, so to speak, when it comes to hosting. But we believe that she has more than enough to offer in her story of awakening, maybe her story of divine flame. Heather, you had an opening for her, right?
Yeah, I just want to tell you, Jessica, that I'm so proud of you for taking this leap. I know how scary it is because I was there once and I still get nervous. So I'm very proud of you and just keep up, and we're here to support you in any way.
And so without further ado, let's hear from our Starseed Lightworker friend Jessica and her story of awakening.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Jess, and I just wanted to be a part of this group because I really believe in what's happening. For me personally, it was a lot of things were happening in my life that were really triggering, and I was like wondering, like what's the purpose of all of this, right? Like, why am I going through all of this? And so like it really sends you on a search for like what the meaning of everything is. And for me, it's being compassionate about one another. And I think that's, pretty much one of the main things that's really going to uplift humanity is having compassion for one another on a wide scale, where everyone is compassionate for the person beside them, whether there's a deep connection there or even just, something like a new friend that you've made. So that was, one of the things that I came across as part of my awakening. There's so much material out there, and a lot of it's really great, but there's also, some things that I think are maybe not in the best interest for everyone. So it's sometimes hard to, filter through that and really get to the things that are going to be the most helpful. For me personally, it was a lot of, self-healing, which is not easy, the self-love and really, finding yourself and making time for yourself. But aside from that, I also think it's really important for, to share that. And that's kind of why I'm sharing my story today, because I feel like there's probably a lot of other people that are in my situation that are, looking at all the things that are going on in the world, and maybe not quite sure about what they're, what's happening or how they're feeling about it, or, how they can make a difference or how they can make things better for themselves. And so that was, something that I really wanted to just kind of present my view on, because it's been a challenge, but I think, knowing that you're not alone and that there's other people going through the same thing, I think is really helpful, especially in this time.
Thank you so much, Jessica. That was wonderful. I'm seriously very, very grateful. It's about coming together now, and it's about being vulnerable in who we really are, regardless if we're up that day or down that day. It's learning to accept ourselves for all the flavors of emotions that we feel through all the experiences we've had. And it's also understanding that we're not just healing from the traumas of this life, we're healing from the traumas of all lives, because this is the culmination life where we get a chance to expand, or we end up just having to go back to school again. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to redo Earth School again. So
Ready to graduate.
right, I'm ready to graduate. So with that, if you could mute yourself real quick, Jessica, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Next presenter is up. Next host is Jacquie Ellis with her collective energy read and her perspective and explanation of what humanity's second coming is to her and her experiences and her lived wisdom. We're so grateful to have her here with us today. And Jacquie, thank you for your courage and thank you for your strength. And the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, I have an energy reading as well as a second coming message that was actually channeled to me this week, as well as the information's been channeled to me for like over a year ago. I got some of this information, so it's a blessing to be able to share it to all of you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the energy insight. This was a very specific one created for this ceremony, so I'm just gonna get started. The message was, we are at the end of a great stage of our journey as a collective and are experiencing a spiritual transformation on a macro and micro level. Each person is shedding old beliefs and patterns as they let go of the past. Globally, this is also helping humanity to break free of the past. Most are recognizing the resistance to letting go and are choosing freedom over feeling trapped by the world around them and within them. If this is you, celebrate this massive accomplishment. Some feel trapped or stuck but want to feel free. This is your opportunity to choose to let go of the past from this life and others. With love and forgiveness. Those that can't or don't know how they can do this or are reacting to the painful energy within them will continue to feel bound. While we can't remove their obstacles for them, we can continue to clear the path for ourselves as we walk our own individual journey. every soul is being empowered to make their own choice for freedom. Sorry. There are many soul connections on earth in this life that were created to help us heal from past life energies. Rejections, abandonments, abuse, and betrayals are common unhealed energies many are reacting to. If we allow ourselves to heal these soul connections, we are nurturing seeds we planted as we dreamt of a new beginning for Earth. These seeds will grow on stable and fertile ground, bringing abundance for the collective moving forward. Okay, sorry, I got emotional. Everyone's journey is being honored. And there are a lot of souls that are feeling stuck right now. And there's a lot of us that there's many people that are in relationships with people that feel stuck and they're hurting. Everyone's hurting. The ones that feel stuck are lashing out, trying to survive because they don't understand. So the best thing that we can do is just love. Just send love and give them the space that they need as they go through this. Don't stand in the line of fire, though. Give yourself the space that you need in those moments. And we're at the end stages, and it's messy. It's messy, but it's necessary. That does not mean that we are at the end of the world. The world's going to end. Like, this is not what we're here to talk about. There are many blessings that are coming in the future, in the very near future. So this is what I'm going to share now. Did actually, Ace, do we want people to, like, does anyone have any questions about the energy insight that I just had? Like, do we want to discuss that before I go into the second coming message?
Yes, so I would love if anybody in the audience has anything to say when we prompt you, like Jacquie just did. We would love to hear what you have to say. Our last ceremony didn't really have that, but we wanted to invite and engage with everyone here, because we may be hosting this, but we're not better than anyone. We don't know any more than anyone. We just so happen to be inspired to come together and create this event. So if there's anybody out there that has anything that they would like to add throughout, we'll leave you promptings to do that. And from there, we'll be able to get you on. So let us know if you would have anything to say.
Hey, I just have a couple comments to make. This is Brian. I've been in this ascension for a while, I feel, and in the process over the past year or so, I've seen a lot of people in this loop of fear, and I want to give everyone permission to break that loop and understand that there's an uprising of strength at this time as well, and to recognize those strengths, like Jess said, with compassion, and use those powers that you're receiving in the most positive way, and having compassion for one another, but also compassion for our environment, the creatures of our environment. So I think that recognizing this uprising of strength and really making this message penetrate as deep as possible through as many people as possible. It's really the key right now to take advantage of that strength and make this uprising, you know, a more unified event for the collective.
Mhm.
That's what I want to say.
Awesome, thank you.
Does anyone anyone else have anything to add before we move on to the second coming message? Nicole, Danielle? All right, Jackie, I think we're ready to move on to the next thing.
Whew. Okay.
Yay! Yes.
Okay, can everyone see that? You can, okay. Good, good. Okay, so the message is the message that I was given about the second coming is it's deeply connected with how to connect with the divine energies within you. That's the next part of this journey for everyone on earth. And as we all know, energy is everything and everything is energy. This presentation is also going to be available through a link in the video that will be released. So you'll be able to download this presentation for your own use if you choose to. What is the second coming? Well, the second coming is new beginnings with ancient support. We have divine twins sent to emulate the divine energies within us. We also have new foundational systems, such as new financial systems coming, new medical systems coming, new education systems coming, new legal systems created, new governing systems created, advanced scientific teachings, advanced spiritual teachings. I don't know about you, but just that alone is exciting. Healthy ways of living, new technology that's going to be rolled out for us, ancient holistic teachings for long lifespans, cohabitating with Earth, not on Earth, with Earth, co-creating with divine energies, abundance for all, equality with one consciousness. And it's really, truly a peace of mind for everyone. The divine twins are miracle twins. They're arriving the autumn equinox, which is coming up in less than 3 weeks. The divine intervention created these divine twins, a boy and a girl. The boy emulates a divine masculine, and the girl emulates a divine feminine. Together, they emulate how the divine energies will balance our own shadow selves in times of struggle. So how do we connect with the divine energies? We do this now, we just don't necessarily understand it. So the divine feminine has very specific characteristics. She is nurturing and compassionate. She is gracious and loves unconditionally. She's highly intuitive and connects with the divine and her higher self. She takes responsibility for life and has a clear vision forward. She's unfazed by what doesn't make sense. She has unwavering trust with the divine and herself. And she knows truth versus illusion by inner reflection. She makes decisions with ease, and time is never a factor. She releases all things not aligned with heart-centered values and worthiness. She owns her dreams and actively brings them to reality. And she owns who she is in every moment. She is confident in what she knows and isn't concerned what others think. This is the divine feminine. Now, the divine feminine energy works with our own masculine energies, always. The divine feminine energies that naturally flow through us will help our own masculine energies balance out. And we all have feminine energies and masculine energies, no matter what gender we are. So when we are in our shadow masculine self, when we are hiding in amongst the shadows of with using our masculine energies, we are consumed with doubt. We have inner child pain that is unhealed. We expect others to fix it for us. We complain life is happening to us. We are looking for permission to do something before we do it. We are focusing on the past and the lack that we have in life. We are bored or blocked or lack inspiration. We take life way too seriously. We may be going through an identity crisis. We may be needing to learn and keep learning instead of creating with the knowledge that we have already been given. Closed-mindedness is a sign that we are in our shadow masculine. Worrying about what others think and stopping us, allowing it to stop us from being who we're meant to be, shadow masculine. Analyzing our worthiness based upon what others expect, shadow masculine. When we are in those shadow masculine moments, that's when we can consciously make a decision to pause and allow the divine feminine to bring some truth, bring some balance for us. We lean into the divine feminine and ask for support. And we will be given support in those moments. The divine masculine has his own characteristics, and they're beautiful. They honor boundaries. He honors boundaries. He flexes boundaries and he sets them to align with heart-aligned values and desires. He creates space for others in need. He creates space for himself when needed for inner reflection or self-care. He uses divine resources and guidance for inspired actions. And inspired actions are done with precision to divine timing. He knows, in other words, that just because we get the inspired thoughts doesn't mean that and the inspired actions that we are going to do, he won't necessarily start them unless the timing is accurate. The divine masculine acts with integrity and honor towards himself and others. And the divine masculine trusts himself and the divine always. He accepts life in all that it brings and knows what he is willing to do to achieve his heart-centered desires. Every one of us has these characteristics available to us if we are emulating our divine masculine energies in those moments. But if we don't know how to do that, and we are in our shadow feminine self, we can lean on the divine masculine to help us. The shadow feminine energies, the ones that we find ourselves in when we're struggling. No matter what gender you are, we all have them. Our shadow feminine energies, when we're in our shadow feminine self, we are changing who we are to accommodate others. We are consumed with belonging. There is a victim mentality or a bully mentality. It's the wide pathway where we're either a victim or we're bullying. We're finding ourselves bullying someone. Scattered energies or feeling overwhelmed is another sign. Having no boundaries and not respecting people's boundaries, or people just allowing people just to walk all over you, shadow feminine. But on the flip side, if the walls are solid and the walls are too rigid and they don't flex at all, shadow feminine. That's the I need to protect myself mentality. Weak-willed or over-controlling behaviors due to fears of uncertainty, shadow feminine. Fears of rejection or abandonment, shadow feminine. Taking up too much space or projecting to fill up space, or feeling like you're taking up too much space. What if we were actually taking up the right amount of space for who we are, and we didn't need to project or shrink ourselves? Shadow feminine energies make us feel like we are alone on this journey, make us feel like we are out of control. It keeps us frozen in fear due to past situations, and they make us blame. We find ourselves blaming others for what is happening to us. When we're in those situations, when we're in those, using those shadow feminine energies, and we find ourselves in those moments. These are the moments that we have the ability to pause and lean on the divine masculine to help give us the actions and the thoughts that will pull us into the light once again. How the divine energies work with us. So the divine masculine represents our mental and our physical well-being, and it brings balance to our feminine energies, which is our emotional and intuitive selves. The divine feminine, on the other hand, represents our emotional and spiritual well-being, or what I call our relationship with our higher self. The divine feminine brings balance to our masculine energies, our logical and physical selves. How will the divine twins, where do they play in? Well, the divine twins will emulate what each divine energy is like. So you will see each twin, either the boy will emulate what the divine masculine will feel like to you. And the divine feminine will emulate what the divine feminine, the girl will emulate what the divine feminine will feel like to you, will feel like those energies within you, so that you can visually learn from them how it feels for those energies. So you can trust those energies. They will also show you how these energies work within their interactions with others. So in other words, when someone is off balance and in their shadow feminine, the divine masculine twin, the boy, will support that person just as the divine masculine energies within us want to support us. And when someone is off balance and in their shadow masculine, the divine feminine twin, the girl, will support that person just as the divine feminine energies within us want to support us. It is going to be a visual representation of how these energies that we have all had within us our entire lives through every lifespan work. And they're bringing this to us so that we can trust those energies and know how to use them to create a legacy of love. A lot of people are calling this new earth time the new golden age of miracles, the new golden age of miracles. I've been told it's the diamond age of love. And the diamond represents masculine and feminine energies coming together in unity. It's an exciting time. It's filled with abundance and blessings, far greater than any of us could have imagined. We just have to get there. we just have to get there. And we're almost there. We're almost there. And I got chills. I don't know about anyone else, but I got chills from like top to bottom. So I'm going to let other people talk.
That was beautiful, Jacquie. Thank you so much. What my guides told me and what I just kind of like recollected as you started your message is like, our education hasn't even started on this planet yet. You know, a lot of us feel like we're missing the boat. I feel like that still at times. Am I making ascension? Am I doing this? Am I doing everything right? You know, this and that. In reality, you are, because you're showing up. You're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for the people around you. You're even here now. And those people in the audience watching the playback. You know, you're showing up for yourself every day if you're seeking to become a better, more refined version of yourself. And as you move through these healing journeys, you're going to end up balancing your divine energies. It's the whole point. And when you come into union with someone that you truly love, the reflection aspect of it, the mirroring aspect of it, you will go even deeper into balancing those divine energies. And it's sloppy and it's messy, like Jacquie said. And we're towards the end of this phase of it, and it's getting sloppier and messier. But just understand that the more you heal and the more that you work on this, it will get less messy and it will become easier and it'll become a lot more effective, your efforts and your pursuits. So if you feel like you're behind, if you feel like you're late, if you feel like you missed the boat, if you feel like you missed the train, those are all illusions. That's actually representing an insecurity and maybe even a trauma inside from this life or a past life that makes you feel like you need to be doing more than what you're doing to get where you're going. You need to be more than what you are to be perfect. Again, more illusions. One thing I wanted to ask, because I have a question for Jacquie, is you stated unfazed by what doesn't make sense. I oftentimes get very fazed by what doesn't make sense because this realm doesn't often. Can you explain a little bit deeper into what that means so that I have a better understanding of what you mean, so that I can work on balancing my energies a little bit?
It's a very good question, but I think you're very in tune with how to do this. The deeper we go in our journey, the weirder it gets. Like, seriously, the life that we grew up learning, the constructs that we learned in order to be in this world, they created a situation where we were in survival mode. But when we learned how to try and like break free of them and thrive in life, the weirder life got. Like all the stuff they told us didn't exist or wasn't possible. It is. So that's what that means. It means that, you know, just because we learned what we learned doesn't mean necessarily that it was truth. Right? And so we have to learn in those moments to really allow ourselves to just feel into it and allow it to, like, that, those thoughts, those messages, the you know, just allow it to digest in our lower chakras, because we'll find the roots. we'll find out if it's resonating at all with our soul. We will be told that there's some level of truth to it, even if it doesn't make sense.
Thank you. That was beautiful. It's almost like we could call this time the great unlearning. And that's why our education hasn't begun yet. It's because we're still unlearning so much stuff so that we can clear space to then be able to learn what is actually true. Nicole, do you have anything to add to that? Do you have anything, unless Jacquie has a response to what I just said? And then Nicole, you can jump on.
I just want to add, like, just because the twins are coming in less than 3 weeks, doesn't mean that we get to stop doing what we're doing on our own journey. We all need to keep going. We all need to keep learning for our future. We all need to keep shedding those old beliefs. We all need to keep working through and healing that trauma. We just need to keep going. And because if we stop, it's just going to weigh us down. So as long as we keep going, we're just going to continue helping Earth ascend. We're going to keep helping the collective move forward and raise their vibrations enough to be able to get to where we need to be. Sorry, Nicole.
Oh, no. Thank you for adding that, because it kind of sparked a little bit more on what I wanted to say. Because, I mean, there is no time, like we always think linearly, right? So just the infinite time, just kind of remembering that we are infinite. And when we make these choices, we actually make the choice. Remember, we all have decisions and choices. So when we decide to physically make a choice to change, to become something different or see something from a new perspective, our higher self, our soul aligns with that, and it rewards you for that. It's like, yes, you're doing it. And so you'll see in your life synchronicities, you'll see the repetitive numbers, you'll see things that you'll hear on the radio or whatever it may be. Signs that would be like, hey, I was just thinking that, or I've been wanting to look into that, or just little things that are just like little taps on the shoulder, throwing seeds kind of at you. Because the world, the universe is probabilities and possibilities. And so when we align with our higher self, those possibilities and probabilities get stronger and stronger. Like you might see that in your life more of, okay, this is maybe what I should be thinking about or doing. And you literally become a new person, a reborn person. And so just remembering we are infinite, and at any time, it doesn't matter if it's weeks or months or whatever, there's no like cutoff time of when that ends. When you make that decision, it's quantum speed. It moves faster than the speed of light, and it aligns through and through all of your lives, and you are rewarded for that. So just remember that we are amazing, magical beings, and at any time that can take place for you, and it will. So just keep awareness and don't go backwards, because it's very easy to fall into that slippery slope of going back and just getting into those old cycles again, because that's all we've ever known. So the more we do the hard work and we start shifting out of that old cycles, the more that we can understand that, oh my gosh, this was like a whole nother person. I'm literally a new person. Like I feel reborn again, essentially. And so when you will realize, when you kind of go back and experience something that you used to do, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't resonate the way it used to, because you're not that anymore. You have raised your vibration and you are ascending. So yeah, just remember that. That's all I have to say.
That was very nice, Nicole. We have a question from Chevriel. What will it look like when the twins come, for those in union and those who are not?
Give that to Jacquie. Did you hear that, Jacquie? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I heard the question. I'm looking at the question. I was wondering if you could clarify what you mean by that question.
Well, you were saying a date of the equinox when the twins come. And so what will it look like on Earth between individuals who are either in union or know who their twin is or are single? Like, can you translate for the humans among us?
Okay, so I guess there's layers. There's layers to this answer. And I'm going to be very careful on what I'm allowed to say versus not allowed to say. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the people. When it comes to us as individuals, we have 4 energies that we have running through us at all times. We have our own masculine energies and our own feminine energies. And we have the divine feminine and the divine masculine. All 4 energies run through us naturally. How we trust those energies is what we're talking about here right now. A lot of times we don't trust our own energies because we have been conditioned not to trust them for various reasons, traumas, old wives' tales, like you name it, it was done. It's simple as, you know, your own intuition telling you as a child not to hug that your parents' friend that came over for a visit, and you not wanting to do it. And all of a sudden your parents are going, no, he's friend, he's family, you got to hug him. And you knew inside that you couldn't, that you shouldn't, for good reasons. And when you did what your parents told because they didn't know any different, you were telling your brain in that moment that you don't trust the energies flowing through you. And so those reconditionings, those conditionings that happen over and over and over again, you know, your own intuition saying, don't go to that party. But you went to the party. And all kinds of weird things happened to you. Again, you were reinforcing your brain, you're not trusting your energies. So this is when the twins come, they will be literally emulating how to trust your energies. They will be drawn to the person that is in their shadow. And they will support that person in a very loving and compassionate way, to bring them back into balance, to show them where the light is. That's how that relationship will happen with the twins, right? For people that are in relationships, there are relationships that we have on earth right now that have dynamics that are based in trauma, that need to heal. They may be past life, they may be like soul relationships, twin flames, they might be soulmates, but they had lives that were not healthy because of unhealed energy that each individual held on to in some way. And so they were pulled together this time around so that they could heal that energy. Now, some of those soul connections are not meant to continue. Some of them were only meant to be short-lived because they were only meant to heal those energies, and then find their other flames. And that's not really understood from a micro level. People don't necessarily understand that. All of these things will come together in some way. What I've been told is that soul connections are going to be made. People that have soul connections, soul family connections, as well as soul purpose connections will be brought together. So those that do not necessarily, if they're not necessarily in the right relationship now and find themselves single all of a sudden on 5D Earth, and they may be in a place that like are surrounded by people they've never met before, it's because they have to meet those people. There's a soul purpose connection there. There could be a soulmate connection there. That might, one of those people might be that person's twin flame or soulmate that they never met because they were on the other side of this earth. It is like I've already been shown that a few times with people that I know that have not known a true love, a true unconditional love. But they will be shown unconditional love in a new relationship in 5D Earth. They just have to get there, right? So they have to do the healing that they need to do now so that they are ready to enter into that relationship. Because, you know, I say this all the time, 2 halves don't make a whole. They make a half-assed relationship. You need to be a whole person in order to truly connect with another person on a deep soul level. Did I answer your question, or did I go? You're probably wanting more information, but.
Yes, I think you did, and you are very insightful, and I'm greatly inspired. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Danielle or Brian, do you have anything to add?
I wanted to say something. Brian and I have been together for a very, very long time. We've had many interesting
Trials and tribulations.
yes, exactly. But I did want to ask maybe Jacquie a question, because in our relationship union now, like, we've hit pretty interesting points that like are very specific. Like May was a very challenging month, and then June we somehow exploded in our relationship. Like things were just in sync in ways that we've never had before. And even today, like coming today, which we can share a little bit later, would you say that that is about right for relationships of whether the twin or soul level, that they're coming in these waves to about right now to the fall equinox?
I find it very interesting that you use the analogy of a wave, because the wave is, well, emotions. Water is emotions, right? But it is there. I was actually showing that like a visual of a water dam and water pressing up against the one side of the water, right? Like almost like a tsunami wave ready to hit it. And the water dam is people that have mastered resistance. So if you're in a relationship with someone else and you are you're resisting going through things together, resisting your own individual journey, that water dam is just building up the pressure of the emotions and all the healing that needs to happen behind it. And we are now at a point coming up to this moment, the autumn equinox. As we get closer to it, that pressure is going to keep building. And people are used to working through their stuff on an incremental basis, like the water trickling over the dam a little bit at a time, right? It's not allowed anymore. It's like we have to do it all. And that's not going to be easy. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all, which is why I do what I do in energy clearing, because it helps people actually clear it all out. So they get that fresh start. and they understand what they were going through without having to feel all of it, right? From a relationship standpoint, it does go in waves. It always, well, at least it has. I've been married for 29 years, and there's waves. there's good waves and there's not so good waves, but it's learning to flex with that and trying to be on the same page, right? As long as you're in, I use the analogy of a library. As long as you're on the same page, you're good. I've known people who end up in different books or in different libraries altogether, and that's when the relationship crumbles. So as long as you're talking with one another, you're communicate with one another, and you're giving each other the space and the compassion that you both need, you'll make it through. Right now, the waves that are coming through are very much other lives that you've shared with each other. Or other lives you've shared with other people that haven't been great. And you're seeing that you're seeing your own relationship with each other is being filtered through all that other unhealed energy. And so it's understanding that so that you can have enough compassion for what you're going through and what they're going through in those moments, because they're not pretty. They're never pretty. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we're very fortunate too, being that we've owned a gym for 11 years, 12 years, that we've kind of always passed each other, in the process. I'd be home, we'd switch with the children, and then with, everything changing in the world, we were really faced to be like, we got to recreate this life together now, side by side, let's do this together. And in that moment of, really sharing how we feel, again, the kind of the divine masculine, feminine, really kind of intermixing. It was beautiful. So we broke through this imaginary bubble that was kind of separating us just slightly.
Membrane.
Yeah, it was like a membrane. And then it was like, oh my gosh, it was just like life just kind of was just, we were together and we were in unison, and it was beautiful. And we have been, but it's like life challenges takes you through these times of separation, even though you're not separate,
Yeah.
And I can say, with your presentation and the balance of the divine masculine, divine feminine, I could say that probably for about 3 years prior to the pandemic, I was basically embedded in divine feminine shadows and, blame and all of those things basically on your list were in my life at that point in time. And, I stepped into it and stepped up to doing a quantum healing hypnosis treatment, and it really showed me the source of a lot of those things in that divine feminine shadow. And I specifically did the work. I really stepped up to the things that I felt guilt for, past history of family and injuries within the ancestral line, and really stepped into that. And in doing that, I think, that was literally right at the pandemic, is coming out of that, stepping back into the divine masculine and really taking ownership of everything. And pandemic happened, and it was really perfect timing because I was able to own everything that came with that. I was shutting down a business and a bankruptcy and all these complicated situations that, I was leaning on other people trying to figure out how anybody else can help me. And then, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out on my own. And
I was an enabler. So I was enabling a lot of this too. And I had to step away as the enabler. And I finally got my confidence, and I said, I can't do this anymore. So
I think it was, cut and dry. I know the path through this situation, and I took ownership of that path and walked it and made everything happen to where we are right now, basically, with the help of Danielle through the rebuilding process. But fired my attorney, went directly to the bank, you know?
You go.
We had a lot of,
And there was like these synchronicities happening. Like, I was like, we're firing the attorney. I'm talking directly to these people.
he's
And
talking
then-
about our house, by the way.
Yeah, we were gonna lose our house. We had to shut down a 38,000 square foot facility, like had to bankrupt the facility. We had personal guarantees, and I was like, I fired everybody that was trying to like infiltrate and assist, and you know, everything that I was leaning on to kind of wait for something to happen. And
Realizing the outside influences weren't really benefiting. He wasn't trusting his
I
inner
wasn't
inner
trusting
guidance,
myself, my inner guidance.
as you had mentioned.
So it came very clear to me. I hit the brakes, got rid of everything. And in that moment, it was like, oh, one of my friends knows the collections attorney. They sat down, had lunch together, had a conversation about business, opened up a door for me that now gave me an opportunity to negotiate my way through things. And then it was just like unfold. And we walked away with all of our ownership, our home, everything, you know, what could have been just a downward spiral collapse into what are we going to do in the highest, you know, home market
Yeah,
situation.
it's amazing in this moment that Brian's talking about, because we were so afraid. We had this fear, right? Like you said.
That's when
and
I felt the strength come through.
As soon as we just push that aside and move forward, and we created the money, like the money just flew in somehow.
it came from
I'm gonna reframe that. You didn't actually push it aside. you
Yes.
let go.
You let go.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. As soon as
Right.
we let
Because
go.
when we push energetically, when we push stuff aside, it's like we're like hiding it in the
Yes.
closet, and it's gonna burst out eventually.
Yeah, thank you for rephrasing that, because it was letting go of it. I was actually going to say let go of it, but for some reason,
That's
the
good.
wrong choice of
You
words.
said it the way you said it because I needed to say it. I needed to reframe it for other
Yes.
people, because that is energetically, that's very important.
Okay.
Is because we are conditioned to just push it aside
Yeah. Yes.
and to hide it and avoid
Yeah.
it. And when we do that, it always comes back.
Yeah, Edward included in the chat here that what we resist persists, and we all have heard that so many times, and it is true through and through, and everyone can see that in their own experiences.
Mhm. Yeah, great, excellent. I love
Thank you,
this.
thank you for sharing your story, Danielle and Brian. We really, I know Heather and I, we connect with Danielle and Brian. They're soul family, and they're a bit older than us. Like, we feel like we're at the beginning stages of what they've already trekked. You know, there's other areas and this and that. I'm just saying specifically as a human in life, they've been lifing a lot longer. And so when we get to sit down and have conversations with them, we really learn a lot just by how they're able to handle situations together, how they're able to walk through the fire and not get scorched. You know, they really believe in one another. They lean into one another. And it's just really beautiful to learn from the both of them. And thank you, Jacquie, for all of your insight, and Nicole as well. Thank you, Shivrael, for your question. And thank you, Edward, for your statement.
Mhm.
So we're going to move on now. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Does anybody else have anything else to say before we move on to the next part of the ceremony? I'm going to go with a resounding no. All righty. So we're going to move into this next phase. I know Jacquie has to leave in about 18 minutes to go. No, you're an hour ahead of us, aren't you? So it's another hour and 18.
Yeah, I'm good for another about 45. Yeah.
45 minutes. Okay, perfect. So we'll see if we can get it in time. If she has to step away for a bit of it, then that's fine too. So the next part of this ceremony, we're going to get into a chakra cleansing and balancing, which I'm going to conduct. It's similar to the grounding and shielding exercise I do, but I kind of just opened up all of our chakras there. This time I'm going to go through and have us visualize cleansing and clearing them out. This will allow for the energy to flow through our vessel without getting stuck, more refined, and with efficiency and effectiveness. That'll help balance our divine energies inside of us, spark our kundalini, and help us, you know, reach new heights of advanced consciousness and ascension and everything like that. And if everybody's ready, we can all just take us to sit back a little bit. You can put your hands over your heart. You can put your hands together. You can hold the hand of someone next to you, whatever it is that you want to do. I put my hand in my heart while I do this because I like to feel my heart space. And so we're just going to breathe together to connect in that quantum space once more time. We're going to do the 3, 6, 9, 12 breathing technique to start, and then I'm going to go into the visualization. So take a deep breath in and out. And as we're breathing here, I want you to notice the thoughts that come into your head. Big breath in and out. And as you breathe in, they kind of come in. And as you breathe out, they kind of go away. Don't chase any of these thoughts. Just let them roll over your shoulders and move into the present state in your heart. Big breath in for 6. And out. Big breath in for 9. And out. Big breath in for 12. And out. Another big breath in. We ask Michael and Raphael to come through, and any of our guides and light family members that want to join in to help us cleanse and clear our chakras, balance our divine energies, move our kundalini to the top of our head so that we can expand together in this quantum healing space. Big breath in. I want you to imagine your roots, which is by your sit bones. And I want you to imagine a red wheel opening up. And as we breathe here, big breath in and out. I want you to imagine a red light beginning to emit from this wheel. And right now, this light looks like a little laser beam. But as your wheel opens up, the light becomes bigger, more intense, and you can start to feel your lower energies balance and align. Big breath in. Breathe out with a sigh. Breathe into this chakra as we cleanse and clear it, activating our kundalini energy. As it starts to serpentine itself up, it moves into our sacral, which is an orange wheel about 4 inches below our navel. And I want you to imagine an orange wheel opening up and a light beginning to emit. Big breath in and out. At the same time, we desire the purple flame of transmutation to come through our crown and move all the way down our chakras as it meets each chakra that we're cleansing and clearing. As this orange sacral chakra cleanses and clears, we move into our solar plexus chakra, which houses our confidence. And I want us to imagine a yellow wheel beginning to spin. Big breath in and out. A yellow light begins to emit. As it grows, it cleanses and clears this chakra, bringing us into balance with our confidence and our assurance in ourselves. As it continues to serpentine up, we move into our heart chakra, where I want you to imagine a giant wheel the size of our entire chest begin to spin, and an emerald light begin to emit. Big breath in and out. As our heart opens up, we move into that space. We find ourselves in the present moment. Inflammations go away, illusions go by the wayside, and we are now one with ourselves and each other. As the energy begins to continue to move up, moves into our throat chakra, which is our truth center, activating it with pranic love, cleansing and clearing it as a blue wheel spins, anchoring it in. Big breath in and out. Next, we move into our third eye, which is between our eyebrows, the center of our forehead. It's attached to the pineal gland, which is a tiny acorn, the center of our brain, which begins to vibrate, removing all illusions of the earth game and of who we are, what we are, and why we're here. As it cleanses and clears with that indigo love light, we take a deep breath in and out. As that opens up and we remove the veil, we move into our crown chakra. And I want us to imagine a satellite dish opening. And as that satellite dish opens, it connects us to source. As a purple light, violet light flows down from the heavens to the top of our crown, cleanses and clears it, and allows us to reconnect to the divine perfectly. Another big breath in and out. This brings online our endocrine function, activating our root glands, our pancreas, our adrenals, our thymus, our thyroid, our parathyroid, our pituitary, pineal, corpus callosum and amygdala, medulla oblongata, our spine neurons, gut neurons, heart neurons, and brain neurons all unify together, activating our vagus nerve and our threefold flame. This pushes energy into our ascension chakra, which is 18 inches above our head. Activating this chakra with pranic love, giving us access to our Merkava and our Merkiva. As we enter our light vehicles, we move into Earth's chakra, which can be represented by a satellite floating in Earth's atmosphere. This cleanses and clears and activates with pranic love, allowing us to fly above the BS and see the Earth game for what it is from a higher vantage point, impervious to any of the negative timelines and narratives that are causing issues to humanity at this time. Then we move into our solar chakra, which I like to represent by a silver craft over by Neptune. This is where our higher self is conducting its missions as a conduit between our overspirit and Earth. It cleanses and clears, pranic love, big breath in and out. Finally, we move into our galactic chakra. Access our overspirit, our Akash, reminds us of who we are, what we are, why we're here. All illusions from past lives in this life are eviscerated in this now moment as we come together, family, one. And it cleanses and clears and activates with pranic love. Big breath in and out. Then we end up at heaven, the 12th chakra, heaven's gates, where we anchor in the light. We open up the portal. We cleanse and clear and clean it up. And this gives us access to our divine heritage and our sovereignty. We're going to count back from 12 to 1 as each of these chakras are cleansed and cleared with the golden light, allowing for our divine masculine, divine feminine energies to balance inside of us, along with our feminine and masculine energies, creating a quantum healing space for us to move into the rest of this ceremony in, moving our kundalini from the base of our spine out to the top of our head, allowing for an awakening together here as one. Big breath in and out. And again, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. And again, and with a sigh, slowly open your eyes. I apologize for the distractions. There are a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old boys in this house, and they are wild.
Ball
But-
of
Loved
energy.
It was real life. It was children playing. It was children being themselves and exploring life. So let's just embrace that.
I am sweating. I was like,
That was my thoughts too. I was like, that'll be a great segue into our innocent child life that we're trying to go into now. So there we go.
I've got
Lighthearted.
chills from top to bottom, guys. Like it was beautiful. So
I'm glad it was beautiful for you because I'm sweating. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. This is and what's funny is I knew it. I knew as soon as we started our section that the boys would end up going crazy like that. And what it's teaching me is there's still some insecurities. about being embarrassed, about losing my train of thought, about not flowing perfectly, you know, out when I'm doing a meditation, about a ceremony not happening without a hitch. You know, there's all these narratives that we create for ourselves without even knowing it. And then it's happening in real time. You're like, trigger, 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 trigger. And so like me and Heather are gonna have to do some releasing after this, I guess. But that's a perfect segue. If anybody would like to talk about the cleansing and clearing meditation we just did, if they got anything, if they felt anything, we can talk about that now. And then we're gonna move in to our next part after that, which is going to be the divine healing and release.
Can I just share something that happened while we've been doing the ceremony for me so far? So I've had to cut my video out because I don't have enough battery life being out in the elements. So I hopped in the car and drove thinking I was going to find somewhere quieter. Well, obviously I did not end up somewhere quieter. However, I did end up at a sacred site that I've never been to before. So I just thought that I would like to share that. I'm going to grab some pictures before I leave, and I will definitely share them with you later. But I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share that.
It's so awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Nicole, it looked like you wanted to say something. You wanted to say anything?
I probably was just going to mention something about the childlike innocence, but it's okay.
Please.
It's
No,
come and gone.
it's actually what we're going to segue into. So Heather's going to take it over here in a second, and we're going to do it. We're going to do divine release, part of this divine release, where we release not accepting our childhood innocence. So if there's anything you think you could segue into that, we would be very beneficial and very welcoming.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, when you were doing the chakra cleanse and the kids were starting to play, I immediately it was a resonance through me, kind of like Jackie was saying. It was like a feeling of the childlike innocence that we are pushing down, that we are suppressing and shadowing, that it's just so lighthearted. They're so innocent. It's just coming from a pure space of heart and joy, and they're just having the most genuine time. Like, the fact that it triggers us is a great example of how we need to become more that childlike innocence and have that joy and lightheartedness and just be and flow. I just think that is just a really good reminder that they gave us.
My favorite saying is "let it go and let it flow," and that's a perfect example. You know, when stuff like that comes up, you just gotta let it go and let it flow, and just.
And part of it I wanted to share too is that they want you to be with them. They want to have that experience of that childlike play. We're fortunate that we're down in Ocean City, New Jersey right now, which is like an island in New Jersey. And we were both playing in the water with our kids and boogie boarding. And they were like, this is the best day ever with our family. And sometimes it's like taking that little perspective of just splashing around in the water to just be like, yeah, it is a really great, wonderful,
Ride some waves.
best day ever. And so sometimes, like, yeah, they probably want us to be off the call and playing with them, right? So with that being said, you know, I'm like you, Ace, I get triggered almost instantly myself like that. So I appreciate you. And I honestly went so deep into that, the words were all just flowing. So thank you.
Thank God. Thank you for telling me that, because I was like, I was trying to keep my thought.
Can I just point out that my presentation said that the shadow masculine was unhealed inner child, and taking life way too seriously.
This is perfect segue into what I'm going to be leading. I literally wrote it down before our ceremony even happened, so it's just a synchronicity that we're on the right path. So, and two, I want to bring out, I think if you're all resonant, I think we should do a parenting ceremony or discussion on how to raise children in this new way. Yeah.
5D parenting.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do it for a while, so y'all good for that. But so I'll go ahead and get into this if you're all ready. Yeah. All right. So just real quick, we're going to get into a meditation state. I'll do some visualizations, and then we'll get to a spot where I will say some words and you just repeat if it resonates with you out loud. And let's just get to it. All right.
So what are you doing right now?
So right now I'm going to get everyone into a meditation.
What's it called? Emotional release technique, right?
Emotional release technique. Yes.
Okay.
We're basically rewriting our old programs that have been installed in us. We're letting it go. So that way we can have our new programs come in, basically.
Quantum.
Yeah, quantum healing. So yeah, any questions before we begin? No? All right. I personally like to do this. Put down the camera a little bit. I like to do both my hands over my heart. You're hugging yourself for one. It's just nice. Okay. So if everyone go ahead and close their eyes and take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and hold for 3. And out. Deep breath in and hold for 6. And out. Deep breath in and hold for 9. And out. Deep breath in and hold for 12. And out. Deep breath in and out. I want you to go ahead and visualize a room. And in this room, it's full of toys, coloring pages, artwork, bean bags, Legos, anything that you loved as a child, and have it come into your room. You could even go back to your childhood room if that resonates with you. Take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to visualize your little self as a child, sitting there playing with the toys, coloring, whatever you love doing. And sit next to yourself and say hi. Take a deep breath in and out. And tell yourself that you love yourself and that you desire to come back to these times, be with your inner child and play. Deep breath in and out. And I want you to give your inner child a hug and let it fade away. And now, as an adult, you're sitting in your room with all your toys, and your coloring pages, and your Play-Doh. Deep breath in and out. And now I want you to repeat after me. I desire to let go of any programs that keeps me from letting my inner child out to play. These programs have kept me from being my true authentic self and being heart-centered. I release these programs now. I love myself. So be it. They will be done. Deep breath in and out. And so it is. Now I want you to repeat after me again. I desire to reclaim all parts of me lost, stolen, or broken from any moment in time in this life or other lives where my childhood innocence was taken away. I am now more holy than I already was. So be it. They will be done. Deep breath in and out. And so it is. Now again, repeat after me. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I thank you. And I love you. Deep breath in and out. And again, I'm sorry. I forgive you. I thank you. And I love you. Deep breath in and out. And one more time. I am sorry. I forgive you. I thank you. And I love you. Deep breath in and out. So be it. They will be done. And so it is. Give yourself a hug. And out. And now you can slowly come back to, open your eyes when you're ready.
That was awesome. That was beautiful.
How's everyone feeling?
So what's so powerful for us, we've been doing this together for about 1.5 years. That's been the foundation of our healing, has been finding the rooted traumas from this life or past lives, and then sitting with it and consciously and choosing to release through the word of God. And so what we're learning is that healing isn't complicated. Humans make healing complicated because a lot of us, we're healers or we're doctors or we're this or we're that. And people are trying to make a living helping other people heal. But in reality, it's all it takes is you to help you heal. All it takes is you to balance your divine energies. All it takes is you to forgive yourself or others to truly create that quantum healing space where nothing of negativity can prosper within you. We want a pill because we think it's easy, but in reality, doing the right work at the right time is actually easy. It's just getting out of our heads and into our hearts and finding people like I found through this soul tribe I've collected over the last 2 years, since pushing all the people in my life away that weren't serving me, who weren't bringing me the value that I needed to expand. I thought I was never gonna make friends again. And then through all that healing, now I have soul family in Nicole, Danielle, Brian, and Linda, and Jacquie, and I have my soul flame. And so it's possible. All this stuff we talk about on those videos, all these things we talk about in these Telegram groups, all the foo-foo is real. However, it needs to be grounded in the human, and the human, the material, that's being done through healing. It's being done through acknowledgement, through awareness, through acceptance, care, and love. It's the path of being human. So thank you so much. That was really, really beautiful.
Okay.
Anybody have anything to add before our next event? We would love to hear from the audience. We'd love to hear from the other hosts.
I wanted to share one little thing that's kind of funny. My inner child, my child was very funny. So when you brought me back to a place, this woman took care of me. I didn't really have a grandparent figure in my life, but this woman took care of me, and her name was Annie Ruth. And she and I would sit in this chair together, and she was kind of a little round, and I was still little. Oh, I'll just go in and shrink my skin, and just squeeze myself in there. And I just remembered having that type of fun personality where just the stuff would come out of nowhere. And then when you put me in that same room as an adult, where I was coloring, and it was like, how do I do this again? How do I just be? So I thank you for that, because it's time to reconnect to that level, to that just pure innocence and love and fun child.
It's so ironic because Danielle, whenever me and Danielle get together, we just act completely like fools, and it's hilarious. And we're laughing and we're joking, and it's just like, it's just what I've realized is that we bring out, right, the childhood innocence in each other, because we're both perfectionists. We both would get triggered over the same things if we were in the same room. We both be trying to think for everybody. We both just, we have that anxiety, which I'm learning in just this now moment. The anxiety we create for ourselves is our inability to just be our innocent selves. It's like we're trying to be something outside of us. We're trying to be something we're not, and that's creating anxiety because the energy is getting stuck in our vessel. If we were just let it go, let it flow, and be innocent, have fun, joke, let kids be kids and not get upset about it, not worry about a ceremony being ruined over something as small as that. Like, the narratives and storylines we create from ego for ourselves is what creates anxiety. And if we can learn to just be like Danielle was saying and have fun and joke and be silly and make mistakes, you know, I love watching these kids play because they can mess up over and over and over again, and they don't really have it yet to where they get embarrassed or they get upset. They just keep going and doing until they get it. It's really beautiful to see. And something I picked up as well is lately I've been so immersed in this realm, building New Earth, connecting with my soul tribe, that I've actually taken some of my attention away from them, and they're here to be my teachers and I'm here to be their guides. And I feel that that's my real mission. This is my mission too, but I may have gotten it a little twisted lately, and I need to start coming back to center and putting my computer down when they want to talk to me or they want to play, and go play with them for 15 or 20 minutes and then come back. And I think that's going to feed my childhood innocence. It's also going to feed my spirit, and it's going to feed my human, and it's going to help my ego calm down. So, you know,
Yeah,
thanks for helping me heal and grow, everyone.
that's why I used to work in childcare. I was a daycare person, and like I loved going to work because I got to go and be a kid, color with them, play with Play-Doh. You know, I loved it.
It was so cool when I first got picked up by her. She picked me up in Missouri and drove me back to her house in Nebraska. And I didn't really have it. I could create via the computer, but I couldn't create on paper anymore. I walked into a creative household and there was markers and paint and all this stuff. And all of a sudden I realized I'm actually very artistic, very creative. I love color combinations, and being with her and her daughter, like, really brought out that next level, that feminine childhood in a sense, where it's like pure creation, just doing it for fun, you know, having a blast, listening to music, not even worrying about anything in the world. So it's just amazing. It's like this ceremony right now is unlocking all this memory of like how to be innocent again, and to realize that we've already been doing it, especially in this community of ours. We're doing it all the time. Does anybody have anything else to add? Nicole, Jacquie, Linda?
Yeah, I
Shabriel?
did want to add, oh, were you going to share? Go ahead, Shabriel. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to share about perfectionism. I noticed there are times in which I'm taking control of a situation, and I realize that's like a trauma response. And the more I realize when I'm wanting to be in control, that is just trauma, and sort of letting it go. Then the other thing is through connecting to the golden dolphin and merging consciousness in a quantum space of meditation. I actually did this with a friend. There's like so much joy and laughter, and then I'd look at a spiritual video and I'd be like, those humans are just too serious, basically. And they took our brains and did an activation and adjustment, which was reducing anxiety to not completely, but to a lower level. So we still have that as a guidance system, but so that was really beautiful to know that that is possible within this imaginal realm. And thank you, Heather, for the beautiful meditation. That felt amazing.
You're welcome. I'm grateful that it helped you.
Nicole?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I totally agree with that, Shabriel, so thank you. And Heather, so with how amazing that was, I just wanted to share kind of my experience of what I felt, because I feel like it's very important to, yeah, we understand and realize that we have this childhood trauma that's stuck, right? And that we're trying to release it and understand it. And I think it is really important to, you know, just do every once in a while have a meditation like this. For me, it was the part where I sat next to myself and I gave myself a hug. It was like this whooshing feeling of almost a clearing. And I feel like a lot of starseeds align with this because our whole lives were different, right? We think that we're just like the outcast or the black sheep, whatever that may be, in our families, our schools, or whatever. So I feel like it's very important as starseed children, especially who have always had that like oddball kind of cast out feeling their whole lives of growing up, that when you hug yourself and embrace yourself, that hug that you've been needing and wanting your whole childhood, as you've just been kind of, you feel like you're on your own little island, but really you are a whole, you are whole, you have that wholeness within you. And we forget that, and we like scatter ourselves ourselves a little bit, our soul gets scattered with our traumas, right? And so by going back to a space of just a place that's comfortable, like your childhood room, and being able to give love and allow that space to happen, even it starts with you first, right? So you can't really even help others unless you are whole first. And being able to do that childhood trauma work, maybe it's not often, but sending yourself love and seeing that visualization, because we are far from those outcasts or black sheep or whatever you want to say, because we chose that incarnation so we could see that contrast, to see the differences in who we are compared to other people and their experiences. So I just thank you for being on your mission and being unique, and just share yourself love, give yourself love and express it, because I don't know, it's just love is just so neglected within in our childhood. And I was just so thankful for Heather sharing that visualization, and being able to hug myself younger was just very clearing to me, and needs to happen more, because it's just everything. That's the root of the growth. So yeah, I can end it right there.
Beautiful, Nicole. Thank you for sharing that. I love that, though we're hosting this, we're all vulnerably sharing what's really going on in our lives, what's really going on inside of us in the now moments. Because again, just because we're the host doesn't mean we're better or further along than anyone. We just decided to come together. We've been doing this for a while because we love the space, and that's the only reason we're hosting. Something that I got while Nicole was explaining that was, I always wondered how I made it through my life, because it was very challenging. Like Nicole was explaining, we were outcasts. Chips were stacked against us. It was just a lot. It's because of everything we're doing now. Because there is no time, and time is just happening all at once. Every time we hug our inner child, our child gets a hug that was neglected. Every time we heal something from our past, that's what gives our child strength to make it through whatever darkness made it through. And I just don't feel like if we aren't doing this work right now, our childhood wouldn't have been as it was, because us doing this now is what we were doing for ourselves back then, and we were experiencing in that same time, because that only real time is now. And I remember reading about that, and I started thinking, I was like, what if I just started going back into my childhood about hard times and just sending myself love? And I did that for a while. I would just send myself love during hard, difficult, challenging situations. Jacquie, do you have anything to add before we move on to the sound healing event?
Oh my gosh. So, thank you, Heather.
You're
So
welcome.
I had a past life come up for healing this week. So the timing is divine. And that past life, I never had a childhood. My childhood was stolen from me. I was tortured and killed multiple times and brought back to life multiple times. Stolen from my parents and tortured by someone who essentially took my childhood from me. And every life that I had afterwards, I never felt like I could be a child, including this life. I always felt like I was the adult. And when you did the work that you did, Heather, I felt my inner child, the pieces of my soul come back into me that he had stolen.
Feel it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
We're healing today. We're
Yes,
healing.
we are.
Freaking 1800 years.
Yeah.
It's about time. Oh goodness.
1 second. I want to see something real quick if I have it up. No,
Yeah,
it'd be
clear my eyes before I drive.
Yes.
I want to see if I don't got it there.
What are you trying to find?
I wanted to see if I could find Sue's book, but I can't find it. She sent it to me. All right, I'm gonna get it ready for the after the sound healing and right before Nicole's meditation. So our friend Sue, she's from Massachusetts. She lived in Tampa. I met her in person before I even had this awakening. I mean, I had returned to God and I was living a more mission aligned life, but I still wasn't open to any of this stuff. And her and I met, and she just blasted my brain open, blasted my consciousness open, and everything in between. She's an author now. She's written 2 books. She just published her second. Her first book is called Widow's Wisdom. Her twin flame Hector had died of throat cancer about 3 years ago, and it really hurt her, but she didn't allow it to destroy her, and she ended up moving down to Miami with her twin sister and rebuilt her life. And from there, she built her coaching business and her speaking business, and she started writing these books. And so she's really taken off. As of late, she now lives in Italy with her twin sister, riding that universal wave of abundance and prosperity through doing the right work at the right time and following God and doing all that. Her second book is called South Beach Diet of Joy, which I'll bring up the cover and stuff like that after the sound healing event and right before Nicole's meditation to take us out. But I would highly suggest, and I'll even show Widow's Wisdom because I did an interview on it. She's an amazing author. She's an amazing woman. Her stories are incredible, and she speaks from lived experience. She speaks from a place where it's vulnerable and it's raw and authentic, and there's no guru effect. There's no beating around the bush. It's just truth. And like I said, I'll bring up those books in a second. But I would like for us to move on to the sound healing that Danielle and Brian get to do for the first time together.
Yes.
We're talking about divine masculine and divine feminines coming together and creating from spirit and doing
Let
art
it go,
together.
let it flow.
Let it go and let it flow. We love you guys
From
so much.
a wise couple, a couple we know, so.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
So, okay.
I've been doing sound healing for a little over a year now, about a year. And
One
We
second,
started
Brian.
this-
One second. You guys are in it. Your mic's kind of cutting in and cutting out, cutting in, so it's kind of hard to hear what you're saying. Would you be able to bring the computer closer when you're talking to say your part and then move it back so you can hear the
Yeah.
sound? Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for telling us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, so I've been doing sound healing for about 2 years.
We started it when we moved into our new space, our new gym, and Brian just was like, we're gonna offer sound healing. So it kind of was like just automatic, just happened.
Yeah, and it was really great because we saw, the community that we have been working with for an extended period of time to really embrace it and step into it and basically sell out every one that we do, which has been phenomenal. But yeah, we really do it to add another layer of healing because we, take care of nutrition, we take care of the body, the physical, a lot of the just mental acuity with some of our drills, and now tapping into the spiritual level, which has been really great. And I think it's really tightened our community up quite a bit too.
What's the name of your business again?
Evolution Fitness. And
It's in
located
Cherry Hill, yeah.
Barrington.
I'm sorry, Barrington. Oh my God,
Cherry
that
Hill.
was, yeah. But that's important because that name is, other gyms do exist and we're just our own family owned little
Yeah.
tiny studio.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a great journey and new addition to our stuff. And it's like I said, tightened our community up quite a bit. So obviously we're going to be playing a variety of instruments here today. Most of our singing bowls and our crystal bowl are tuned to the chakras. So you may feel those chakras activating as we go through. And yeah, just find yourself in a nice, comfortable position.
Yeah.
Feel free to lay down. Feel free to do whatever you like to be in comfortable space for yourself.
Yeah,
And,
you can close your eyes, whatever you feel
yeah.
most comfortable. So you can journey and allow all the healing that's taken place so far to continue. Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully the resonance that we create within each of us here today will, vibrate into those we connect with throughout the rest of the day and throughout the journey of our lives here. So, yeah, I think we're going to start with the hand pan and the bowls. And yes, get yourself comfortable. And find a right good position for myself as well.
Tell me about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a UFO.
Can you still hear us?
Yes, we can. Let's all take a deep breath together real quick before we start.
Yeah.
And out. One more time. And out.
Right back. You're laying down. Close your eyes. You're sitting up. Just relax.
was incredible. Thank you guys.
That was so awesome. It was your first one.
You guys
Yes.
crushed it.
Yeah.
Man, I got
Guys
beat.
liked it. Hopefully it was sound healing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was everything.
That was
I'm
everything. I can't wait to
vibrating
see it in.
through
Yeah, I
and
can't wait to see
through.
it in person. I see why he sells out.
This bowl is amazing.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more of those.
Wow.
Yep. I feel cleared.
Yeah. Like
was
all the
amazing.
dark clouds
was
that's been
great.
on me all day, like has lifted.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna play a little didgeridoo to get in some deeper grounding, if that's okay for a few moments.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
You want me to do this? Is it? Apparently I broke Brian's shaker. I swear I didn't, but it somehow was broken.
It's all fixed now.
Nothing's coming through Danielle and Brian yet. Oh, we're good. Keep going. We've lost it. The sound went away. You guys are vibing too high.
All right. Here comes the other one, just at the end.
Yeah.
That was awesome, Brian. Seriously.
Yes.
What's amazing is when you were doing the bowls and I was going up in my chakras and everything, and then when you went down,
Yeah,
I felt it myself ground back onto the planet.
yeah. That's why I think Brian wanted to do that too.
So do you think you guys could talk a little bit about what it is you're doing with the Native American tribes in New Jersey and how you see that being moving us into New Earth and kind of this humanity's second coming?
Yeah, for sure.
Bring the computer up to you guys a little bit closer. Thank you.
My son's in here, so bear with us. Yeah, let me put this back on.
So yeah, I've been working with a variety of tribes now for a few years, I guess. I am a fire tender, so I work fire for sweat lodges throughout the East Coast area, primarily New York and New Jersey as well, and also in Pennsylvania. But it's been interesting over the past, I guess, the course of the past few years, maybe a little bit beyond that. We've been more welcomed as white culture into ceremonies, which is something that is more recent. There's few and far between that have been welcomed in, but now under the guidance of one of the chiefs, Crow Dog, who opened up healing ceremonies to a variety of everyday people now because he understood the need and heard the call to the spirit, basically, that more people need to be open.
We're having a hard time hearing you still. Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, sure. So
There it is.
Chief Crow Dog, he opened up ceremonies to more regular everyday people because of the need. Recognized that more people needed healing, more people needed to connect spirit, and have access to these medicines and things that they've been working with for forever. So I participate in a sweat lodge with a variety of different plant medicines, Wachuma, San Pedro, peyote, ayahuasca, and that's primarily the three that I work with currently. But yeah, it's been, I think, a huge step for the Native American church, as well as a huge step for the average population that are just, starting to explore this realm of healing and prayer and ceremony. And for me personally, every prayer that I've said has come true in every lodge that I've done. I've had some really profound experiences.
You want to define what the prayer means too?
Yeah, I mean, prayer is it's speaking to spirit, that's what it is in the Native American culture. It's not any specific God. There are, specific ceremonies that are, for specific spirits. But yeah, it's opened up my world. It's opened up my chakras. It's opened up my connections to the ancestry. It's opened up my connections to my current soul family and family. And I would highly recommend maybe exploring it a bit for yourself as an option. It's really changed my life and the way I interact with my family, and has only, I think, empowered my divine masculine even more so, and balanced my divine feminine with working with feminine medicines as well, such as the ayahuasca and even in some experiences peyote. So
yeah, and it's brought our whole family together. I mean, I really do feel like in some way we're going to establish our own tribe and incorporate and expand what the natives have brought to. So some level, I think it's going to continue to further grow with this new earth. We're going to get back to our roots and take care of our mother. And that's another song, maybe one day. It's a beautiful song called Mother. And, it's all coming together. She's taking such good care, and she's providing all the energy that we need right now. So we need to really just stay grounded.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you for your performance. Thank you for being courageous and doing it together for the first time on camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you got a lot of people loved it.
Oh, good.
A lot of people feel recalibrated now. I'm going to share the screen real quick and just plug Sue's book. So I just want you all to see this real quick. It's only going to take a minute. But basically, Sue, she was having trouble with Amazon because she realized that she was supposed to sell it herself and not go through Amazon to do it. This is her Facebook group. Her new book's called The South Beach Diet of Joy, Reigniting a Spark Within. And the forward is by Jack Canfield. She ended up going to a Jack Canfield workshop, and he helped her write this book. And I just feel that if there's anyone there who has people in their lives that are a little depressed, people in their lives that are struggling to figure it out, people in their lives who have lost people that are close to them, you know, who are widows or widowers. Sue's a really great coach and a really great support for all of those people in their lives. And I just wanted to plug that book because she's been so essential for me on my journey. And now, without further ado, Heather's gonna jump back in real quick. 1 second. We're gonna hand it off to Nicole, and Nicole is going to do an amazing collective guided meditation. She holds meditations on the 11th of every month, and she'll be holding another one on the 11th, which I'm going to talk to her. She doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to talk to her and try to convince her to turn into a ceremony like this. And so if anybody here in the crowd or anybody in the audience who are watching the playback, every 11th, you can go on Telegram, t.me/mass meditations, right? That's your site, mass meditations. Awakening Mass Meditations.
Awakening
Yes.
Mass Med.
t.me/awakening mass meditations, and she holds a group meditation on the 11th of every month to help anchor in the light and bring about new earth. So without any further ado, Nicole Gibbs, thank you so much for being your amazing self.
Thank you very much, Ace. I appreciate that. And yeah, definitely the more we can do together, like as a collective, the more even one soul adding to each meditation, ceremony, whatever we do, it doesn't just multiply, it is the exponential, it literally times is by itself. So every single person, it's a huge ripple effect. When you join everyone on this call right now, we are creating the frequency to allow that to be resonant in other souls. It's like a magnet. It really pulls and attracts that into your life. So I also wanted to start before we jump in, because we did title this ceremony, you know, the second coming. And I did just really want to hit on the fact that this isn't physically a person that's coming and returning that we're talking about. You know, this is the Christ conscious energy. This is a higher vibrational energy that is coming into this physical earth, just like it past. And with this higher energy, it allows miracles and blessings to be in our present life, just like we think of God as a person or Jesus, something or someone outside of us. And when we think of God as something or someone outside of us, we literally take away from all of our power, and we are the same gods within. We are that oneness, and we are one. So remember to come from within, because you have that same powerful energy within to create those miracles and blessings. So just remember that. So the next thing I was going to mention too is we will be anchoring love and light into our planet. And just to give kind of another background visual of what that really is doing, like on a physical level, if anyone has ever seen those sand boards where they put sand on it and they change the vibration and it literally changes the shape of like a sacred geometry shape, or it shifts with every pitch, it changes, the physical shape literally changes. So I always think that's a good visual to keep in mind with the energy that we are raising the vibration. We are physically shifting the form of our planet and within, because it's one, it's whole. So everything's connected in wholes, everything is still one. So just kind of energy is everything, like Jackie had at the beginning, and everything is energy. So with that, I want to start the meditation by doing something a little bit different. Normally, when we come into a meditative state, we usually are kind of bringing our gaze and our head downwards. This is also something that we do very commonly every single day of our life. So while we are on our phones and on just electronics, technology, writing, reading, whatever we're doing, we are constantly looking down with this downward gaze, which also brings us into a third lower dimensional reality. So I want to do a little practice with reversing that and allowing us to lift our gaze, be more in a higher dimension, and be more in this new earth that we are creating. So in order to do that, it is, instead of looking down, we are literally going to be looking so straight up that your neck is so straight. And this is actually something babies do all the time. If you've had babies or seen them, they love the most stretched outlook that there is. You can rest your hands on your lap, but just stretch the neck up, put your shoulders down. And at first it is pretty uncomfortable considering we are used to the opposite in our neck. So just hold this, straighten the neck. Just a couple breaths here. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. We're just going to hold this position for about 10 seconds because to start, it's about all the neck can handle. And as you go, you can practice to hold it longer and longer. You may begin to feel the back of your neck tingling, allowing blood flow into our head and into our higher chakras. Allow the blood to flow. Take a deep breath and bring your head down. If you need to use your fingers to kind of allow that to come down because it's very stiff, Andy. And just feel the blood flowing. Okay, so now that we have our blood flowing, we are going to be bringing our body more into alignment. I'll ask you to please close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, kind of keep your gaze upward as we are going to be anchoring love and light into our new earth, which is upon us. The love and light that we are anchoring and have been anchoring is allowing this God force to come through us and through the matrix so that truth and love may become the only feelings and emotions that are allowed here. Take a deep breath in and exhale. One more deep breath in and exhale. Now at this time, I ask you to please visualize our beautiful planet Earth, planet Gaia, Terra, all the dimensions, versions of Earth. So we're just going to be picturing Earth right here. And it's spinning in a clockwise direction. And we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, visualize your breath is the thing that's making our planet spin. And it's just going to continue spinning. So take a breath in and exhale. Visualize our beautiful planet spinning. Inhale again, we'll keep it spinning. Exhale. And it's spinning even faster now. We'll inhale again. And exhale. Now our planet, beautiful Mother Gaia, is shifting from a carbon base and becoming more of her crystalline, true form, a pure crystal diamond. Inhale again. And exhale and visualize it spinning. Now we are only seeing at this time a beautiful crystal full of all of its pureness, unconditional love, and compassion, for that is the frequency that Mother Gaia resonates. Inhale and exhale. What a beautiful crystalline diamond that we are a part of and standing on now. Now taking this a step further, we are visualizing our planet forming a torus, a toroidal shape. It is becoming 3D and the energies are coming in and out. It is an inhale and an exhale. You know what the toroidal shape, it has it's almost a funnel, a tube in the center. It's the same shape as us, as every living thing on this universe, including our Earth. So visualize the toroid crystalline planet flowing. Inhale and exhale. Now our energy is flowing up and down, cleansing, returning to a conditional love, crystalline state. allowing the merge of divine masculine and divine feminine energies to be one, flowing in and through our crystalline planet, recalibrating to unconditional love. Feel this unconditional love. We are one with this planet, with this frequency. Now visualize this toroidal form that is flowing perfectly and cleansed. In the very center of that toroidal shape of the crystalline planet Gaia, a bright light is starting to start from the core of the planet. This is the 0 point field, the very centered core of a toroidal field. This bright light is emanated from our connection, our love as oneness. This brightening core is beginning to move up and down this toroidal field. Inhale and exhale. It is now in a rotational clockwise direction as well as flowing through and through. Divine masculine and divine feminine merging, merged and complete as one whole. The planet is whole and we are whole. Now this beautiful loving light that has penetrated our earth, our core, that in the 0 point field, allowing this portal to open, allowing new earth to anchor in where there's only love and compassion and acceptance for all on this earth. For all are the same as you, just other selves on different experiences, so that we may understand what we are here for, the purpose, our wholeness, to return to our more whole state. When we become whole, when we merge our masculine and feminine energies, to understand our role as a human here on this physical plane. We are balanced with Gaia and we know exactly why we are here. These beautiful energy that is now anchored in has the ripple effect to spread up and down the planet, to the surface of the planet and deep down into the core. On the surface of the planet, we see the most beautiful nature and landscapes. This is what is in our new earth and what we can look forward to. Look how beautiful it is. What do you see? Every color beyond the rainbow. For now we can see infinite dimensions. More energy is online. It is activated. We can see colors. We can see insects and animals that have never been able to be seen, for they have been on a higher vibration that we are now matching. We have raised up and we have connected with this divine merging, this wholeness. The surface of Earth is so beautiful. It is cleansed and healed. The water is crystalline. The grass has flowers so that insects may continue filling themselves with nectar to create a beautiful cycle that we are a part of. We are connected more than you could ever imagine. And when we come into this space, this meditative state, where we connect as one, we see how connected we are. We feel it and we become it. Now with this loving, unconditional energy throughout our planet and throughout all of the resources that are given to us, this resonates even further as the ripple effect takes place in the DNA of all souls, all lost souls, and those who have not understood the light or been able to feel the love in their life. Imagine, please, if you will, the space you are near, your home, your city. how beautiful it is. And for those who are missing the opportunity to see this beauty, we are sending them love and light. Visualize this loving rainbow energy. It is radiating all over your city, all over your town, all over your state. Those lost souls who have not been able to understand or know light and love are feeling that soothing energy from you, from us as oneness collective. By being the examples of light and love, we allow lost souls to feel. And when they feel, they are paying more attention to that. It is familiar. And that allows spirit to become activated, and they will begin their journey for those stuck in the confused, chaotic lower dimensions. We are freeing them with our loving light and embracing of unconditional love. Our planet Gaia and our souls are as one. Unconditional love frequency. All states, all countries, and the whole planet is now merged into our collective unconditional love frequency. Follow your intuition, follow your heart, and have trust. This beautiful new energy allows us to become almost as a new person, a new reborn child. Feel these energies, for they are new and exciting. Have the joy and co-creative abilities to just be and flow. All the things you wish you did as a child are now able to take place now with the most joy and bliss. Jumping in those puddles and skipping down the road, running with the wind. These are the examples that we set as well for others to see how lighthearted and beautiful it is to just be, to connect with the I am within. For the I am is the only thing that exists. It's easy to forget that and have the disconnect where we feel lost and scattered. But we are whole now, and we are those examples and reminders within the world. Our planet is supporting us, and we are one with our loving Mother Gaia. We are aligned with our highest intent and purposes, and our higher self is guiding with our possibilities and probabilities in our experience. If it feels right, do it. With no fear, you can do anything. If it is good for you and for the planet, there can be no failing. Have faith, have trust, and remember the childlike innocence and the role models we are to just be. And allow space for lost souls to feel and remember. Now with our planet and our collective merged as one, full of love, and allowing our new earth entities to be anchored in. We'll now bring our awareness back into our physical body on this physical plane, where we know and remember how the physical elements work within our bodies and within our planet. And we remember how to interact with those physical elements, earth, air, water, ether. It is all there for us. We remember this, and we use these to our best abilities to perform miracles and blessings. Everything is there. Remember, go within and connect to the universe. All that there is, the I am frequency of oneness. Remember your incarnation here and your mission and purpose. You on your purpose, your lightworker mission, the more you understand your mission, it is a ripple effect to heal the world. Remember that. Remember you're not alone. We are a oneness energy that can never be separated. And the more connections we make, the less separated we can be. Thank you for coming into this space to add to our collective ripple effect, anchoring our love and light now. And so it is. It is done. Thank you. All right, you can open
That
your
was
eyes now and come back.
awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Crushed it, Nicole. We all crushed it. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for being
you.
a part of this. I'm going to take us off with a prayer. But first, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. If there's anybody that wants to share their experiences when Nicole was doing her guided meditation, this is a time to grab the floor. Jessica, do you have anything to say? Shivrael, Danielle, and Brian, anyone? No? Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Shivrael, you got anything to say, or you texting? Okay, perfect. No, it's fine. I'm not calling you out. I'm just making sure that you're not yet ready to press the button. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick prayer, and then I'm going to take us out. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you so much for all the hosts and giving their time and energy to creating this quantum healing space for all of us to enjoy. We had about 20, 24 people in the crowd at one point, which I'm very, very grateful and proud of, especially with limited promotion. We're going to be doing these monthly, if not bi-monthly eventually. So look forward to more to come. If there's anybody that would like to be a part of the planning committee, or anybody that would like to be a part as a host or bring any value to it whatsoever, please hit us up either on Telegram or through email. All of the links and all of the information of all the hosts will be was provided on those flyers that was sent out on Facebook, on Instagram, on Telegram, and everything like that.
We can put it in the chat too.
We can also put it in the chat as well. And just thank you so much for giving us so much of your time. It's just about to be 6:03. And when we hit 6:03 p.m. Eastern time here, I'm going to start the prayer, and then we'll take it off from there. But I'm just so very, very grateful to everyone. And thank you for being courageous, and for being strong, and for stepping into your power at a time where there's a lot of discouragement happening in our community. And we need to find a determination now, and to not give up on our mission, because it's getting too hard. All right, at 6:03, I'm going to do the prayer. So I am so grateful to be here with all of these light warriors. I'm so grateful to share this quantum healing space, to give my energy and to receive theirs. I'm grateful to Father, Mother, God for protecting us and for guiding us, for Michael and Raphael for protecting us and helping to secure this quantum healing space. Thank you to our light families and star teams, ascended masters, higher angelic beings, and passed down loved ones. We are just so grateful to come together in our hearts, to come together to heal, to ascend, to raise in consciousness, to anchor in love and light on this planet, to bring about humanity's second coming. We are just so grateful to be one again, to be in this 6th-dimensional space where unity is becoming a material reality. And we're just so grateful for every challenge, for every shortcoming, for every trial and tribulation that has helped us get here, that has helped us remember who we are, what we are, why we're here, and for clearing out all of the illusion and continuing to clear out all the illusion, keeping us from that childhood innocence, keeping us from balancing our divine energies and truly experiencing what life as a human on this planet is actually all about. It's not about suffering. It's not about trials and tribulations, but sometimes it takes suffering through trial and tribulation to realize what you have. And we've all done that over the last 2.5 years. And we're just so grateful, God. We're just so grateful to our guides and to each other. And let's continue this momentum. Let's just keep raising the vibration higher and higher. And just nothing can stop what's coming, because nothing is stopping us on our own personal journeys, and nothing is stopping us from coming together right now, virtually, and eventually it'll be in person. I love you all so very much. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you for choosing to step more and more into who that really is. I love you all. We love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care and goodbye. Well, it was officially been a 2.5 hour ceremony, and we still have 11 people on the call on the chat, and I'm just so grateful. If anybody else has anything to add before we sign off, this is your time to do it. But from the bottom of my heart and from Heather, we love you, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to express ourselves and to do our mission, which is this.
And I want to add, if any of y'all want some personal one-on-one healing, you can find our info on the flyer.
Yep. You can email us at heal@essentialenergetics.com or DM us on Telegram or whatever. Anybody else want to plug themselves and talk a little bit before going?
I'm just gonna end with a chime if that's okay.
Nicole, you got anything?
No, I think I'm good. Thanks more for joining. The more we do this, the more ripple effect we have and it anchor it in more. So we'll be doing it more, and please join more.
Anybody else?
Expansion.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you all for being here today.
Seriously. And with that, we'll say it's a wrap and it's a success. It's number 2. We did it, guys. I'm so proud of you all. Thank you for being part of this with me. And we will.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. Have a great night.
Next time. Adios.
Adios.